Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're inside, although it is a beautiful day outside today. I've just been sitting here drinking my coffee and enjoying this peace and quiet, although it's not really peace and quiet. It's peace and quiet because I have two of my kids in school, and today it was my oldest daughter's first day of work. So she graduated from high school last year, and she just got a job working at the middle school in town. So she's over the moon excited about that. And so am I, of course. I'm very proud of her and everything that she has accomplished. So I'm sitting here reflecting on that. But then I just got a text message from the school saying that the kids were in lockdown because there was a non-credible threat. And they have since investigated it and took everybody out of lockdown. But oh my God, these things didn't happen when I was a kid. And, you know, my kids suffer from anxiety, all of them. And I feel like this world that we're living in, the society, the way that it's set up, the school system, the way that it's set up, and also the technology in the hands of the kids before they're emotionally and mentally mature enough to handle that. And I'm guilty as well. So, you know, I'm speaking from my experience, is that it was a mistake. I can say that now that I have, excuse me, now that I have this expanded perspective, I guess I've had a chance to sit back and reflect and take a higher perspective look at what is really going on here, to try to figure out like all these things that are affecting my kids, but they're affecting other people's kids. Things that are happening in society now seem to be spiraling down. So I thought I would sit down and make this video for a couple of reasons. So many different ideas came into my mind as far as, you know, what I wanted the topic of this video to be. And originally it was going to be finding balance, but I'm always making videos about that. Always. I could make an endless number of videos on different ways that I've found balance and peace after being destabilized, or, you know, having a high stress event happen, or something that is emotionally charged. We don't want to carry these things with us. I've learned that in my life. What I've also learned, which is very interesting, and there's also research that you can do, and a lot of research. I would look up Dr. Emoto on this, but water holds memory. And so when you have strong emotions and you hold them in, those are held in the memory of the water, and you're 70% water in your body. So it is a good idea not to hold in. You don't hold in anger, you don't hold in grief, you don't hold in any negative emotions, because it creates an unhealthy situation in your body. And it can also lead to things that I also suffer with, which is anxiety, depression. I still suffer from depression, and it's not as bad as it was because I've been focused on healing it. When I was seeing doctors and therapists and on medicine, I did not feel like I was on a path to healing. I didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. I was only feeling terrible because of the medicine they had me on. So I decided to take a different approach to healing from those things, but also healing from a lot of things that I suffer from, like arachnoiditis, and I also had a nervous breakdown. So finding peace and inner peace and balance is very important for me, because I don't think people realize, excuse me, that, you know, once somebody suffers from a nervous breakdown, their nervous system, at least mine hasn't come back yet, their nervous system is not the same after that. I've also had a Kundalini awakening, so my nervous system is not the same. It's not the same. So things that I used to be able to tolerate, or things that other people can seem to tolerate, like my husband, he can tolerate noise, constant noise. But if I hear leaf blowers and lawn mowers and weed whackers, and even the construction noise outside, that affects my nervous system in a big way, And that's very destabilizing to me. And I have tried lot of different ways now to help manage this, because we're like a month and a half into this now. The construction project in my backyard, you can look at my other videos. I've been posting different things on my different YouTube channels, talking about or just showing the progress and the changes that have been happening and how I've been dealing with it mentally. And also it's affected my gardening. I rarely go outside now. I lost my joy. And that's sad, because I spent some time last night looking back at my videos on my channels. And I have two channels, two YouTube. No, actually I have three, but one doesn't have any videos yet. But I have The Sound Within Us, and then I have Nikki Numbers. So you can check out my journey and my progress along the way, healing naturally from all of these things that I listed that I have as health problems. I also have Lyme's disease, PTSD, panic attacks. So I've had to find a lot of ways to restore balance. And again, I wasn't getting helped with Western medicine at all. So I looked to Eastern medicine and holistic medicine and alternative practices. And now I can say I'm doing so much better, so very much better. And so I'm sitting here reflecting on all that. And I wanted to make this video about how to boost your immune system, because we're back in school. Today is September 20th. And I'm actually suffering a little bit with, I can feel that I'm beginning to get what my son had. My son came home on Friday with a not feeling good. So, and then by Sunday night, he was really not feeling good. And so he missed 3 days of school, and it was, coughing, sneezing, it's just, what we would attribute to the cold, but he was really run down. And so, of course, as soon as I got wind of this, but I have my practices that I'm very faithful to keep my immune system as strong as possible. Because in my research, I've learned that your immune system is really the foundation of wellness and the health of your body and your skin and everything. So if your immune system is compromised in any way, it's going to affect the rest of your body in some way. So I'm always taking action towards building my immunity the best that I can, because we're constantly barraged with different things that are harmful to the body, that are toxic, like aluminum. I just realized this, like, duh. I'm always using aluminum to, bake cookies or use to cover the pan. And, I finally realized, that aluminum is probably leaching out into my food. That's why they recommend using parchment paper. Same thing with Teflon. I just recently started replacing the pots and pans to copper or ceramic instead of Teflon, because all of that stuff is so harmful to the body. So since I've learned about this, and I'm doing different things. Of course, you can use herbs to detoxify your body, and that's what I've been doing. I use things like wormwood and cleavers, and actually I want to talk about some of those things now. So that's a good segue into what I want to talk about. Oh, and another thing that prompted this, I was at the Amish market yesterday, and I saw on the counter I was getting some ginger, because, well, we'll talk about that first. I had to get some ginger because I used all the ginger for what I have in here, and I needed more, and there wasn't any more at the grocery store. And when I'm making something like this, I like to use organic ingredients, fresh ingredients from a source that is, a good, healthy source. So luckily we have a health food store not that far from where I am, and I like to get a lot of things there. But I ran out because I made this, and then when my son got sick, I'm like, oh man, I got to go back to making this again, because I always have this in the refrigerator, but I consumed all I had, so I had to remake it. So what this is immune boost. This is lemon juice, honey, garlic, onion, turmeric. It's missing ginger right now, but it's going to get ginger. I'm going to actually make 2 out of this and infuse more honey in there, because I want it to be a little bit thicker and a little bit sweeter, because the onions and the garlic and the turmeric, they are, rough on the palate. So, but I take a couple of spoons of this a day whenever I think of it, like at least 3. I did have a spoon here. And this is something that will shorten the length of time that you're sick. It'll also decrease the severity. So, you know, I swear by this. I love this. I think this is, you know, a great thing. So if you come to any one of my my therapy sessions, or if you book a session with me, a specific session, you know, this is part of my wellness sessions that I have. And you could go on my website and look at the different services that I have. But I will teach you how to make this stuff for yourself, as well as this. Now, this is an immune booster. This is also a pain reliever and anti-inflammatory. So I also have arthritis. I have tendonitis still that I'm dealing with here. I have tendonitis in my hip as well. I got all these injuries. I really don't know how, but I have a regular yoga practice that I do every day. So I think I'm constantly stretching my body beyond what it's ready to do. So I'm, you know, getting these little injuries, but that's okay. I'm working through it. But this is also a pain reliever and anti-inflammatory. So that's that. And then we have this, which is fire cider. And this is probably what prompted this video. I was at the Amish market and they had some of this that they sell, and they had it out on the counter. And it was this little bottle, and it was $15. And I'm like, whoa. And I asked the lady, I said, do you sell a lot of these? And she said, we sell out of these. She said, once people start taking this and they realize how good it is for them, and they had other things over there too, like they had elderberry, and you can see here I make my own elderberry, which I need to make more. So I have an elderberry extract that I make the syrup with. And like I have a whole bunch of it, just like this. I'm going to have a whole bunch of this. And this is going to make a whole lot of syrup, because this once it's done, now this has to sit for 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm actually going to extract this on 10/17, because that is the next full moon. And I like to do things with the lunar cycle to capture that energy. And so this is another thing that I would teach you how to do for yourself in my in any one of my wellness services that I have. And then also I would talk to you about some of these other things that I'm going to show you. Now, I have to put the disclaimer in here that I am not a doctor, and I am not licensed to treat or prescribe any kind of medical condition whatsoever. You need to do your own research. I'm telling you what I use in my life and what I have known to work. So this is based on my firsthand experience with all of these different things that I'm recommending that you look into, check with your doctor and make sure it's okay, and then try it out. Don't be afraid to try, because these things, I haven't noticed any kind of side effect. And if there was a side effect, I would let you know. Like, for instance, ginseng. Now, if you take too much of this ginseng, you are going to be wired. You are going to be up and doing things that you never thought possible. You'll be cleaning the house. You'll be mowing the lawn. You'll be pulling weeds. But then, you know, your heart will be racing. You don't want to take too much of this. So what I do is I just take a little dropper full. This is Asian ginseng, and this has so many health benefits. Like, seriously, look this one up. If you want to restore your vitality and your energy, and you're recovering from illness, also it helps protect your brain. It also boosts your immune system. This is a total body tonic, so I recommend this. Same thing with neem. I take neem every day religiously. I take 1 neem and 3 of these, because that's the dose. And sometimes I take even more than that, because I think 12,000 milligrams have been tested to be okay. And so I've only taken as much as 6,000 milligrams, but I do find turmeric to be extremely beneficial if you're suffering from any kind of inflammatory condition, and also for pain. But there's also studies out there that say that this is anti-cancer. So if you're taking this every day, your body will be very resistant to any kind of cancer. So do research. Highly recommend it. Same thing with black seed oil. Do your research. This is an immune system booster. Selenium as well. Boost your immune system. Now, as soon as I start to, if one of the kids comes home with something from school, or if I start to feel like I'm getting something, like I started like last night. But usually when I get something, it never lasts more than a day. Since I started boosting my immune system with all of these different things that I'm telling you about. But as soon as I feel something, I start taking echinacea. And you take this 3 pills 3 times a day. It is a lot of pills to take. And I also grow it in the garden. I also have it as tea. So a lot of these things I have as pills and things that I've bought because I've been growing these herbs so that I can make these, and I've had to learn, and just like the fire cider, I've had to learn how to do that myself. But also what's in the fire cider is a lot of the herbs that I have grown. So I do buy some trusted stuff from the store. This is one of them. But then I also have things that I make, like lavender syrup. If I need to relax, calm down, go to bed, have pain, this is good for anxiety. So you can see I got a little bit here, just like the elderberry, and I got to make more. Now, another thing, respiratory health, mullein. Mullein is very good for the lungs. Actually, this says lung cleanse and detox. So it's going to help with any mucus. Same thing, mint as well. And I have some extracts that I'm making that are not quite ready yet. What else do we want to talk about? I have so many different things here to help your immune system. Another thing that I will go to immediately is stinging nettle. Love this. Stinging nettle. I don't harvest it anywhere because it does sting, and I can get it easy enough as a tea, buy it as a loose herb. I can also get it, as a tincture. I like taking tinctures. It's so easy. These are extracted in, these are glycerites. So they're not harsh alcohol extractions. They're sweet. And so I recommend, any first sign of cough, cold, flu, COVID, whatever, start taking these different kinds of things. Same thing with cleavers. This is going to cleanse your lymphatic system to keep everything flowing. You don't want anything to set up shop in your body. Now, if you get sick and you want to restore your body back to good health, you got devil's claw here. Same thing with the other one that I had, the ginseng. And then lemon balm as well. It's like a total body tonic. But there's quite a few that are total body tonic. So I highly recommend doing some research. These things are natural. They assimilate very well into the body. The thing is I would recommend that you go through a process of detoxification where you're using some kind of herbal detox or something to flush out the toxins that your liver, your kidneys, your cells, your intestines, even a parasite cleanse. And I would recommend, there's a bunch of different things that you can use for parasite cleanse. Actually, another one of them is pumpkin seeds. They're very good. But this one is wormwood, which is Artemisia. And this will clear out any kind of intestines or any kind of parasite that you could possibly have in your intestines. And it's safe, and it doesn't, make your stomach go crazy. It just passes everything naturally. If you have anything in there, you never know, unless you go get tested and, they tell you have parasites. Ivermectin is another good thing to take. Ivermectin, I know there's a lot of controversy about that, and I don't really understand that, because if you research that, you'll see that it's been around for a long time, and it's a very good parasite cleanser. It's been used for humans to treat all kinds of things. So really, you got to do some research. Turn that TV off and just read some books with helpful information. All right, so that's all I have for you for this video. I hope that you are inspired to look into natural ways to support your body. And I have to tell you, from my experience with this, having a strong immune system is so helpful, because when the kids are sick, I can take care of them. And when I get sick, it doesn't knock me out. I'm not like, laying down. Oh, my son was in bed for 3 days. When my husband got sick the last time, I think he was in bed for 5 days. So I could not recommend enough the importance of boosting your immune system, and that is preventative care. So your body is worth the time and effort. It's housing your soul. So on that note, I hope this finds you well, and I will see you in the next video.